a new episode and some new plants. Plants. Always looking for a bargain. We've got a load of new plants on our local garden centre's half price sale. Because we're tight Yorkshire people, of course. So when we built this, the plan was always to put some planting around this. Wasn't really going to do it straight away, but actually I just want to create a little bit of cover for this, just because we are out the front of the house, and I think it will just blend it in a little bit better, so it doesn't look like some weird structure in the front garden. Probably still look like that, but anyway. So we've picked up some of these shrubs around here. We've sort of placed them out roughly where we're going. We're not going to go much further that way, because for one thing you need access to this point, which will be the one that will send you off to the part we haven't built up there yet. So this is going to curve off around there, and so I don't want to plant anything in front because it will cause problems for building it. We might put some more around the inside here, but also this might be your access, especially to this line, because you don't want to be having to step over that. So, and we also need to trim the tree and do other things, so we're not going to fill this area. We're still going to leave some slate. So what we're hoping to do this morning is take some of the slate out from sort of a metre strip around where the track is, and this has some of the matting stuff underneath it, so we'll cut that back a little bit as well. And then we're thinking of using some of the leftover stone pile that we've got at the front to sort of create a bit of a rough border down the front. Quite how I'll do it, I'm not sure, whether I'll stand them or sit them down, or obviously they'll be dug in and the slates will all be gone, but just to create an edge so that the slates don't want to keep going into the soil behind is the sort of thinking. I'm going to leave the wood in place just because it's in there now, and I don't know, it's staying. So yeah, so I'll bring that around there, and that might tuck in at the end, I'm not quite sure, but for now we'll just end it there, maybe put some temporary ones across the end. So once we've built the next bit, we'll decide what we're doing with it. But we didn't just get these, we've got some more around the back, so I will take you around the back now and we'll have a look at what we've got around there. So, a few more around here. This one actually came out of the front garden. It does just look like grass, but well, it is a grass to be honest, but I don't know, it looked alright. And a few more down here. So all the plant names we'll put at the end of the episode once we've planted them. There's not really enough for this section here yet. We didn't want to get too many. We wanted to put some in, see how it looked, and then add some more. We're also probably going to transplant some from elsewhere in the garden into here.
Yes, there's at least one that's gone a bit mad, hasn't it?
Yes.
It doesn't really fit in.
Yes, so we'll show that. We do also have two more little mini conifers that are probably going to replace the one that's gone a little bit mad down there, or be used down there. So yeah, that's where we've got to. Be interesting digging into this because it's all wet, because we are now a few weeks after the last episode was last filmed.
Something like that, yes.
Something like that. Into October. Things are wet, damp and things, so...
It's done a lot of raining.
It has.
In the past
which is why the
week.
soil level's dropped. I've topped this up once.
Yes,
but obviously it keeps dropping down.
It's dropped quite a lot.
Once we get the plants in and things, obviously I don't want to put too much on, because otherwise we'll be able to take it back away again. So yeah, that's where we're at with that. We might get some more of these ones, which is one of those.
I don't think the camera's going to see.
Well, it's Erica, but yeah.
Because of the sunshine.
Which will probably get too big.
It's massive in reality.
Yeah, it gets to 1.2 metres and 0.75 metres wide. So a bit big really for what we want. However, we had a bit of success at the last line by basically pot bounding it, so putting it in the pot. And that stunted the growth of some of the ones we got there. Whether it'll work on this one, not sure, but it's worth a go. So we're probably going to get a few more of them and maybe create a line down here as a bit of a sort of barrier. I don't know what you want to call it. But
Something to block the view for the train to disappear
so it
behind.
disappears behind the back. Bit of time as well, and things which might just sort of grow over the edge of here, bits and pieces like that. So that's the plan there. This one in the corner doesn't look big enough now, but it will get much bigger. We might have to put some in the front, but we might just put some of the stuff, the Irish moss or sedum or whatever in the front to pat that out. Probably going to have to put some more stone on the top here, because I just don't think I'll get enough to cover the block, and I really don't want to see the block. So I'll probably put some thin slivers of stone just on the top to edge that, and then once the soil is actually full up to the top, you won't see the sides of it, or at least that's the plan. So yeah, so a little bit of planting here to do. Also, we'll see whether we get in this episode, hopefully we will, to get this area of track down. So I've laid a bit more out this morning just to give you an idea of where we're going, if I take that bit out of the way. In that you've got 3 sidings in here, all going to the turntable. This front one's going to run on. Unsure whether we're putting this little bit in at the end here, because this one might actually just run all the way to the end. I think it's probably going to be the plan a bit like that, because that gives you a really long one at the front then. But you can store some steam locally at the back. This odd one looking here will go into sort of a scenic building eventually as the plan there. But a bit more work to do with this. I need some bits and pieces for this to work and the point to work and things, so that's why it's not a priority at the minute to get this laid, because I need some other bits that some are on the way, some are not. I need to arrange them. All things like that. But anyway, there you go. Planting first, I think, and then see where we get to. So let's go find a fork.
So, we've just cleared out all the slate from this bit, which is deeper in places than you think. Find the matting, and then
Put my gloves back on.
it's a bit muddy under there.
It's a bit muddy. Try and keep my hands clean for as long as possible. It normally doesn't last that long.
Now we're going to just cut the webbing, or matching, or whatever you want to call it. Something like that.
Up to. Is there a joint there? There is a joint there.
There is a joint there, yeah.
Might need to dig a bit more out here.
We'll dig a bit more out in a minute. I don't know whether it's a joint or whether it's actually physically joined. I'm just overlapped. Oh, cool, there we go.
That'll go that way. That'll go that way.
So the plan here is to fold this matting back, dig a little bit of a trench out, or at least loosen the soil up, but I'll take some away, and then that will just sink that down slightly so that when I put my stones on, the matting will be underneath the stones, is the theory. So it just holds it down and stops anything trying to grow at the face of the stone.
Yeah, we could use some of that soil to actually level it out a bit, because there's some dips. Right, you can actually see it over the far end where it shows up on camera.
Yeah.
But it dips down quite a lot. There was quite a lot of slate in that bit. They levelled it with slate, basically.
Yeah.
So now I sort of pull this back a bit, give us some area to
Work with it.
work with. Burying tool.
You're not sure what you're going to do with all this slate.
No, it might have a bit excess, but it's fine. It'll just be thicker. For
Yeah.
now. Just like that.
Just like that, as you say.
if it'll really work, but
yeah, I'm not sure that's going to work very well.
no, to be honest, where I've cut is about where I want to be.
Yeah.
So, stones I want to be sort of there. Depending on how wide my stones are, probably a bit too wide that really. But
well, that's fine.
that sort of thing is the thinking.
Oh, well. You don't need to sit and watch Rob dig a hole, so we'll come back when he's done it.
You saw that in episode probably 1 to 8.
Yeah.
Was digging.
Certainly the very start of this entire series was mostly you digging.
Yeah. So
we'll come back when he's finished. So, my shadow wasn't in the way. You can kind of see what we were getting at. There's a stone-aged flower bed. I think that's gone reasonably well.
it's a little bit rough, but
Well, we were working with like rough stones, so
yeah.
I think that's
So
going
now
to look
we'll-
pretty good though. It's going to do its job and keep
Now
the
we'll
slate
dig the middle
out.
bit
Yeah.
to get the plants in.
So,
And
yeah.
hope for the best.
I'm loving this sunshine. It's glorious.
It is. It is round the front. It might be a little bit more in shade at the back. But
Oh well,
hopefully-
that's why we did the front first.
Hopefully it's warmed up round there by the time we get round there.
So yeah, so just trying to spread some slate out. We've got rather a lot of it now. And then it just sort of needs to rain on it really, so that it can
Yeah, clean
wash
it
all
all
that
again.
mud back down again. But yeah, I think that looks pretty good. And we haven't even got the plants in yet. So we'll get some plants in and we'll bring you back when we've done that. So I went off to just spray lamps for all those of you that keep buying them. We love you really. And Rob has got all the plants. Oh, just doing the last one. But yes, it is a Saturday and I'm still working. No rest for the wicked, eh? But yeah, you kind of get it now. See what... It actually looks quite good. I like it. Once these grow up a bit and bulk out, they're going to hide it a little bit. We definitely have to keep some of them trimmed so that we can actually run a train between them. But it makes quite a difference to what it was before. What it looked like before.
Yeah, I think that works.
So yeah, as we said, I'll put a I'll do the plant names at the end of the video. But some of them, the middle one here, if I can get my finger in the right place, this one and the one on the other side go quite a lot bigger than what they are now. So they will bulk out a lot.
Yeah.
I think, anyway. I had to look that one up. But this one at this end stays a bit lower. But it spreads out a bit more, so that should be quite good, I think.
Yeah, we're just, again, making sure you've got access to that point. Doesn't really
Yeah.
go too far, but that just blends it in a little bit.
That
Which
should
is
look
nice.
nice. But that wasn't too difficult. That could have been a lot harder, I think. Oh, going to have some random stones.
Well,
I'm not. If I was pointing the camera in the right place, they might have seen you do that.
they just look a little bit nicer while it's all soil. Once all the, well, they're not weeds, but other things grow.
Some of them probably are classed as weeds, but we're allowing them to grow
And just
because they fill in
exactly.
the soil.
But
So this
once they're all
grass
just
that's the
green
grass that's over in this bit, whatever this grass is,
Yeah.
that is liking to spread anyway, will probably
Yeah.
naturally spread itself all over here.
Some people probably want it all looking prim and proper. We just want it looking green,
Yeah.
not too weed-like.
Well, a weed is just a plant or a flower
Yeah.
in the wrong place that you don't want.
That just looks a bit nice when you put the stones in and makes it look like you thought about it.
Yeah. So with that, I think. Woo, wind.
Yeah. It's quite nice just to cool us down a little bit, that.
You warmed up quite a lot. With that, I think it's. We might tidy up and stop for lunch.
Yep.
And then tackle the back garden.
Yeah. Tackle. So the lemon fizz here is it's gone a bit mad. Doesn't quite match in with the rest of the planting down here. So this one's going to move over to the sleepers section. But to avoid there being a gap, the two we showed earlier are going to go in there and probably another one there. Yeah, probably there. I don't know.
We have a few gaps it could go
We'll
in.
sit it in and try it and see. So yes, the lemon fizz needs to come out.
Which I absolutely adore this plant, but it has gone absolutely mad this year.
It doesn't just quite. Yes,
It's loving life. I mean,
it is, and I think it will look good over there, but it's just a bit too much here.
Yeah.
Out of proportion with the other ones.
It looks like a forest all on
So
its own.
So there's that, and then over on the other bank.
If we go over here, and I try not to fall down the little hill.
We've got these two, which I can't remember the name of. I think you might know this one.
Off the top of my head, no.
No, okay, we'll put it.
And the other one is a
Somewhere.
herb, which may or may not be Oregano.
I think it is.
Oregano, even.
That could be it. Yeah.
That thing
So
may or
this
may not be able.
Came from elsewhere as well, and we're thinking we're going to move these because although they do look nice up here, I want this to be more of a bank with the stuff we've got around it, and hopefully going to put, as we talked about ages ago, Coldstone's cut local landmark around us on top once I've eventually worked out how to build that. So I'm going to move them now, and then they don't get too big and entrenched in there. Hopefully I can move them. This is going to be a bit of a pain to get out, I know already. This one I think should be okay. It's a bit stronger roots on it, if I remember right, from moving it to here. So
it's just going to be a case of digging all the soil out from around it to
Yeah.
try and move it. It might be a two-person job, that one, I think.
yeah, we'll see. And then they'll go down that end, and then we'll see what's left and see what we just have to fill in. So there'll be a bit of a bare patch on top of this for now, but everything else is slowly growing up. So
we can soon
we'll
soon
get there.
fill it with some of this nice
yeah, and it seems
stone crop down here, because
Yeah.
that will grow anywhere.
So that's it. So I'll go bring some tools round, and we'll try and get these out, and then we'll probably film next, putting them in over there.
Yes.
Tools. Not just me. So busy afternoon planting things in. Got a few things in here. The plant that still can't remember the name of that we moved that has just about survived. Still looking a little bit bedraggled in places, but it is
It's been
autumn,
there
so
probably a couple of months now, and it's still
yeah,
alive. So
seems all right. So we've attempted it again with another one down there, which we'll show you. But yeah, got the oregano moved down here as well. Little bursts of it, a bit more of the sedum that we have in other places. Still got to do the one at the back, and bits and pieces up there. I'll see. I need to put something on top there, so that might not get planted yet. I'll see. I might be able to plant it in, depending on how much soil I've got left. Bit more bits of sedum and other plants and things I've sort of put in crevices and things that have grown in other places. Fine once I've done that. Time. And then this plant has replicated into 3 more. Definitely not been back to the garden centre.
much.
Maybe we have. No, to be fair, we did have that one originally, so we... yes, okay, we've been back. So we have had a few more. Because we realised we will definitely need a few more here.
But ironically, we may now have too many, because
We may now
we've
have
got
too
too
many.
But, you know, such is life.
We'll get him in. Lemon Fizz has been moved to this position.
It looks much better over here.
It does. Yeah. Hopefully, obviously we'll water it and things, it will be alright. That's the same as over there, and
I want to say it might be Evening Primrose. I mean, I'll put it on the screen.
there you go. But it does seem to do this, and then we water it intensely, and well, that one certainly came back. So, bit of oregano to go possibly in the back of there if I can get it in, and Then
This
that one.
geranium, as it says on that bit of
Yep.
paper.
Yep.
In there.
That's right. In at that end, because again, keeping it low for points and things in here. So
That's going to make a big difference to what that looks like.
yeah, so we're trying to get height down here, so it's going down the back and hiding the fence a bit as well. There's a couple of heathers that we've got down at the far end that we didn't use on the bank near the pond, which might just go into the front of here as well. So now we've had that little trip out to the garden centre and got these all half price again, apart from one. Didn't get one half price this time. Damn. We will get them all planted and then show you the end result.
We did get some more though, didn't we? These aren't the only ones we bought.
Yeah. There are a few more. Yeah, we've been very bad. They're out the front, which we'll show you now. And so there you go. Lots of plants. But at half price it's not a bad deal, so I'm sure I'll cope.
No, I think
Let's get
in the grand scheme of things, compared to what the rest of the garden has cost us, this lot,
No,
you
we're not
might
done
be
too
looking
badly.
at about 110, something like that, is what all of this and the ones
Yeah.
out the front have cost, which is not a lot in terms of plants. So
No, so we'll get them in and show you the end result. Plants are in. All of them, apart from the one in the corner. That's a
yeah,
future
well,
bit with
that's
some stone.
yeah, future bit with
That's
stone. Yeah.
It's artificially rained on them, although it's going to rain tomorrow apparently, so I probably didn't need to artificially rain on them, but anyway, they can have a night of soaking up some water, especially this one, because it gets upset very quickly, does that one. But anyway, it did that last time and it should come back. But yeah, we've put them in. I didn't put the heathers in the end at the front. I didn't think it really needed them. We can always put a bit of Corsican mint or Irish moss or something around the bottom if we want to later, but we'll let these sort of go a little bit. I mean, they're not going to go a little bit much over winter, but anyway, we'll sort of do that. These ones in again. These are in the pot, so these shouldn't get too big, but they are a heather variety, so we should be able to trim them to keep them in check, all being well.
And according to the bit of thing that comes with them, they have copious amounts of flowers on them, like little tiny white flowers in spring and
there you
summer.
go.
So they will like change colour,
They will change colour.
pretty much.
Which is not what I want. I want them green. It's supposed to be a hedge or a.
It'll still be green, it'll just be covered in tiny white flowers.
Yeah. Anyway, you've seen that bit. That bit's for later.
You
What
do
else have
put
we
a
done?
couple in down here.
Couple in down there. We shall run down there. Oh, smooth.
Mind for any frogs? No, no frogs at the
Yeah, we
minute.
do seem to have frogs that cross there. We might have
And
to put
they're
a sign
like
up.
the size of your
Frog-
thumbnail, so you
frog
don't
crossing.
see them. Yeah.
So yeah, so we've taken that lemon fizz out of there and put that one and that one in, which are looking a bit small now, but they'll grow up and match the others once they're
Yeah, amazingly, they're probably about the size the other ones were when they went in last year.
Yeah.
It's,
yeah, some of them were different. Yeah,
some of them were
but-
bigger, I suppose.
But when you actually get down and at the height that you would be to take some photos, they look good. So once you get a bit of height, they'll hide the brick wall at the back. Is the
And really,
the idea.
Corsican mint, if anybody needs anything that like covers the ground underneath.
It doesn't always like being split. That
It
is
gets
that is
upset
something.
for a
It's a
little bit.
little bit upset when you split it. It doesn't always go, but
But that looks fantastic
Yeah.
on the little building.
it's it
For
does do
whatever
well just for
reason,
growing like that. So,
Just loves it.
but
Yeah.
then there's other bits and pieces around that are the same. So, yeah, we seem to have done quite well on stuff taken on this bit. To be honest, even the patch over there, which we'll talk about while we're in this area.
Oh yes.
This patch that things won't grow in, well, they seem to be. This is certainly branching out. So that one's there's bits there, but yeah, here they're all branching out. So hopefully we have solved
that
this
one.
problem.
Cool.
There is a bit of long chamomile that's appearing up here as well, so that might work its way up. But yeah, I think we've hopefully resolved the soil issue on that one. So thank you, Matt, for that, pointing that out when he was here. That might just have solved that bank. It's going to take a while to fill out, but
Yeah, if anyone missed that, it was he spotted a different coloured
Yes.
patch in the soil
he did.
where nothing was growing, so you've basically dug it out and put
Yeah.
fresh soil on.
Yep. And that
It was in a
seems to
few
have done it.
episodes ago, was that, I think?
It was. So then,
I mean,
although-
the heather bank, as
Yeah.
we're like covering soil, actually it's growing its own moss. I
It is.
have no idea what this moss is, but
It is,
looks
yeah. Well,
wonderful.
you don't get a lot of sunlight on this bit. You get a little bit in the morning.
But that bit particularly over
Um,
there just looks great.
It does. It does. It's yeah. I've moved a couple, which is why there's a few patches where it's dug over.
Yeah,
but
all the little moss. We haven't put any of that in. It's
Nope.
just in the soil.
Yeah.
So that's actually going quite nicely.
it is. Yeah, we've done a little bit on the far bank. Well, taking the big ones off the top.
Yes,
Which
it's
we know
missing the
down
big
that
ones
end.
now. That are quite
Yeah.
obvious.
So it does look a little bit odd on the top, but we'll come to address that in time. And then just a little bit of spreading out over here, and I've actually planted the headers in here now.
They're staying, are they now?
These three, yeah, I thought they've lived there that long, they might as well stay there. So, split some of the sedum stuff, stone crop.
We appear to be manufacturing it.
Yeah, split it up, split some of this as well, and bits and pieces like that, just to start spreading out this side. This side again doesn't get, just like that bank, same orientation, doesn't get as much sun, so things don't grow as fast on this side as they do on the far side. So this is taking a bit longer to cover on here, but yeah, and then we shall teleport to the front, and we're here. And we have some ferns. So put these in because we actually put this little bit of stone this side because it doesn't look so much now, but when the slate's dry it looked a little bit like a river coming through. So I quite like the fact that we put stone on the other side, and I thought, well, do you know what, we'll put some ferns in that side as well. So that's why we did that. We'll see how they go. We're a little bit
Yeah.
unsure because they do get quite a lot of sun during summer here, but then they are protected a little bit from the sun with the tree and the fence at that when it gets into the afternoon. So these in theory will cope with partial shade, so we'll see how they go. They might be too warm in summer for them here, but in winter they don't get a huge amount. Once this side has actually grown up a bit, that will offer a little bit of protection to them as well, although probably not in summer because it's going to be up here.
Yeah, it won't offer them any protection.
So it might offer them. Yeah. But we shall see. We might have to swap them to something else, but
They were on the sale.
they were on the sale.
Yeah.
So there you go. And again, it's artificially rained on them so that they bed in well. So my tummy's telling me it's time to eat, and I don't think we've got anything for tea, so I think it's time we went and
Yeah.
found something to eat and stopped gardening, railwaying, building.
It is 10 to
Stuff.
6.
Yep.
So that's
That
pretty...
seems like a good time to
Yeah.
give up. So now I've just got to get up off my knees. Oh, because it's been a long day.
It has.
Right. Well, didn't get track
Bye.
done, but we
Ooh.
will in the next clip. I promise you.
Yes, honest.
Yes, honest.
Bye.
Bye. Afternoon. So I've managed to sneak out here for the last couple of hours of the afternoon while the sun was, well, it was out. It's just going to be a little bit of a cloud, but not bad for October to be in your t-shirt in the garden. So I am doing the track, as soon as that's what we didn't do the other day, and obviously I laid it out the other day, but I have gone through this afternoon and basically made the front track parallel with the front edge and fixed that down. So I did the points first. This one got this wiggle in here off that point, because what I'm trying to do is get this length as long as possible, because it's your passing place. It's not hugely long in this station because of how we're having to come into it and things. Obviously this front one, once I've got the corner bridge done, will be longer. But trying to get it as tight as possible, hence using a little bit of wiggle there in the short pico points. And then this one in place as well, again set the same distance and with the curver one onto the turntable. Now this bit of track that I've just sat in here isn't fixed down yet, but that's the radius, 38-inch radius that we're doing on this section, and then there's a little bit of work there to get the turntable put in. But that got me the front track in, so now I'm on with the back one. So I've got this point on, that small section of track in there, and this one's set. I've just marked out middle there, which I can drill and fill the plugs in a second, and then I'm basically going to work towards this end because there isn't a point to go in here. So I'm just going to work down this way, but I won't fix anything in this section until I've sort of laid out where this one's going to get the line, because obviously I need to get that so that it comes in here somehow. So that will then depend on this radius and a load of other bits and pieces for that, because I want to come onto that straight to go straight across. So a little bit of work to do that end, but I'm going to screw this middle in first, and then I can probably go another one at the end of here, and then I'll have to work out what I'm putting in there basically. So I will do that. So now I've just got to, oh yeah, we're not far off there at all. I've just got to get all this straight down the back, and that'll give me that one on, and then the middle one I can then do down the middle, although it's not actually exactly down the middle because of that way that point is and the way that I've spaced the lines off the outside. It's slightly back, but you're not going to notice that. It means you can put something in the middle of the track, because our centres here, we are, well, we're looking at about 210mm on that one and 190mm on that one, so we're 20mm offset currently, and obviously 150 is your sort of normal track centres. We're missing things, so there's plenty of room down here. It's spaced a bit further off at the back because the plan is to put some sort of wall or something down the back here, and then build low profile buildings at the back eventually at some point. So that's why I've just brought it in a little bit, and you don't have to then reach as far. Not as though it's that far to reach, to be fair. But right, I will screw these other ones on here, see how far I get down the middle before the sun completely disappears on me.
Yeah, it has gone behind a cloud, hence the hoodie's
It has,
back on
hence
now.
I've just had to put the hoodie back on because having said that it was nice and warm and sunny, it has decided to hide. So
and it doesn't look like it's coming back out anytime soon.
yeah.
Anyway.
Good while it lasted. Right, I shall carry on drilling away.
Bye-bye.
Bye. I do need a battery.
Oh yeah.
It's a new episode, number 18 in fact. Plants are in, and let me do that again because I always do that, and I shouldn't do that because it's very... And we're here.